Hey, you guys.
That could be seen as really offensive, Harry.
What the fuck?
It's what Chunk says and what Slot
I think-
says.
Yeah, no, we'll have to ditch this guy. I think we
Yeah.
should make our own podcast.
Whoa, whoa.
The
Get,
80s
get
cinema
rid of this
team.
guy.
Oh no.
Old reference.
Hello and welcome back to
Yes.
the 80s Cinema Club. This is episode.
Fuck.
What episode is this?
This will be episode 18.
Episode 18.
Yeah, 16's Roger Rabbit, 17 is Outsiders. This one will
Yes.
be 18.
Thank you for reminding me. Welcome back. This is episode 18 where we shall be covering the Goonies, and we have another guest on this week. His name is Tom Dunn. Say hello.
Hello.
Right, that is
That'd
just
be pretty
weird.
quick. Okay. Be enough, fair enough.
Yes, as I said, we'll be reviewing the Goonies this week. It came out in 1980.
5.
There you go. It was directed by Richard Donner. It starred Sean Astin as Mikey, Josh Brolin as Brand, Jeff Cohen as Chunk, Corey Feldman as Mouth, Kei Hyung Kwan as Data.
That was pretty close.
I'm pretty sure I did all right. Kerry Green as Andy, and Martha Plimpton as Steph. The plot is as follows. Mikey and his friends have always wanted to go on an adventure. One night they are all in that wasn't in the night actually.
The whole film's set in one day.
One day they are all in Mikey's attic and Mikey stumbles across an old map. He has always wanted to know if One-Eyed Willy ever was a real person, and now he might. They set off and later realise that they have to go through the evil Mama Fratelli's restaurant to get to a secret passage to the caves. As they try to get into the caves, Mama Fratelli catches Chunk and he is left behind. He then meets Sloth, one of Mama Fratelli's sons, with a messed up face. Jesus. I didn't
Why
read
did you
this
write
before.
this?
He
To be fair,
befriends Sloth.
it isn't deformed because it was.
Meanwhile, Mama Fratelli
True.
and her sons are trying to get the treasure too. Will the kids make it there before Mama Fratelli does? I haven't read it. It said, do you know what it says?
Yeah.
It says, will Chuck ever get out of her basement?
Why is Chunk made to seem like the main character of this
He
whole
is.
thing as well?
Why have they called
Nah,
him Chuck?
Chuck.
They've called him Chuck.
Oh my god.
Um,
This is a pre-generated plot summary. so
okay.
I don't know.
The budget of this film was $19 million.
Okay.
How much do you think it made?
I'm saying like 90 million.
I'm gonna go about
Could be
80
it's
million.
probably a lot more.
80 million?
Yeah, maybe.
125 million.
I mean, that's
so
not too
it
far
was
off.
quite
yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
That is quite good.
Although that's awful, what's the
Yeah,
around?
it was pretty garbage.
Here we go. Here's the Goonies. Likes and dislikes, everybody. Likes and dislikes. I would like to start this just by saying, I
He hates the
personally.
film.
What? No,
You
I don't,
hate the
I don't hate the film. I personally believe this is one of like the ultimate 80s films.
Oh no.
Yeah, everyone's gonna disagree with me, but I think this is.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I feel like you're going to give this a really high rating. I'm giving it like a pretty good one. Not anything.
I don't
like
know.
that.
There's just something about it, and it is like I'm not nostalgic as of being in the 80s because
Really?
yeah,
You
Really,
said
I
it
am.
so much. It's hilarious.
No, because
Personally,
it's because like because I still watched that. Like it was one of the first like big films I remember. Like being able to watch like when your parents
Yeah.
introduce you to films and they're not just like cartoons or something.
Fair, yeah.
It's like I think the Goonies is one of them. So I think it's one of the I don't know kind of sums up the 80s child actor as well.
Yeah, it's a
With like
quintessential film.
Corey Feldman
Oh, yeah.
appearing again.
Again,
He's
yeah,
in-
second time.
Yeah, second time actor on the podcast.
We probably had a few who we've not acknowledged, I think.
Tom Cruise, we've had him
Tom
twice.
Cruise, he had him
That's
twice.
I don't know about anyone else. I cannot remember. Okay, but straight into the likes then. I quite like this kind of some of the like more artistic details in it. So the car chase at the beginning, there's
Yeah.
the parallel between that and the TV.
Yep.
Do you know, it shows the thing on the TV. I
That's
thought
quite
it's quite clever for some films you don't think it's gonna. Some films you feel like you can watch this adventure story, and there's just little moments like that kind of I appreciate because they're in there. Main thing, Data's gadgets.
Oh yeah, they're pretty
So-
cool.
quite hilarious.
You're just gonna end every sentence by saying it weirdly.
Yeah.
It's like pausing them
That's how we're gonna
directly
do
into
it.
the microphone.
So I was saying Data's gadgets. I don't know why. I think everybody as a kid would want something like that, like be able
Oh,
to
God,
invent. Like he goes from a zip wire from his
That was
house
pretty cool, I'll be honest.
to Mikey's house, and then obviously his extender glove.
Yeah.
He's like Batman, really.
He
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
is. He is Batman.
He's just Asian Batman.
Asian man.
I would have gone like child Batman.
Yeah,
I was gonna go more Robin, to be honest.
To be fair, yeah, no, I could do that.
True, he's Batman's sidekick.
I also love there was a line that Data had when they were going through the tunnel at first, talking about how deep the tunnel goes, saying that if they go any further, they might get to China, and he might be able to visit his auntie.
Yeah, I know.
And it just goes so underneath everything. I was like, oh, man.
He kind of has these ones that are in the background, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's like he walks on, he's like, guys, we can meet my ancestors.
Yeah.
he's like as they're walking away.
And it just sort of flies under the radar, but I thought it was such a
Because
funny
the
line.
comments about James Bond, because he plays the James
Yeah,
Bond
he does
music
when
and he
he,
goes across the
goes
wire,
in, doesn't he?
and then he has an
I quite like
argument with one of the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
saying, no, it's James Bond. I'm cool like
Oh.
that, bro.
I quite liked when they first go into the wishing well area.
Oh yeah.
The Data says it's like a piggy bank in here.
I mean, he's not wrong, to be fair, is he?
He's not wrong, but like
It's pretty true.
he could have said something else.
I think,
Yeah,
I think
fair.
Just found a bunch of coins.
Data probably
P-Bank.
was one of my favourite characters
It
out
was
of them.
pretty good,
Is
yeah.
when when they play the piano scene to get
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
daughter open, he's like, guys, they're not there. Ah!
Yeah, and then the hand comes up and starts
Yeah,
to
no,
grab him.
he's like, no, guys, and he tries to hit them with the
Yeah.
extender glove.
He hits himself, doesn't he, I think?
No, that's towards the end of it.
Oh, I think that's right at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
On the-
He uses
the
it quite a
boat.
few
The
times.
glove works the
extender glove.
first time.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, it works the first time, then he hits himself in the face on the pirate ship
Yeah.
when they're trying to defend themselves. Funny thing that I liked about this, which you don't, I think more in modern films now, for like family films and like films aimed at a younger audience or for everyone to watch, the villains aren't as scary. But in this,
yeah.
I thought they're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're too bad. I don't
Because
find them
obviously you got to
particularly
keep the thing. They can't be like, you know, terrifying to the
Yeah.
point. Like they're not going around shooting
That's
people
true,
and
yeah.
murdering.
I mean, I don't
Like,
know
I mean,
about that one.
they are.
Well, they are.
I think
That's
they
what I
did.
mean.
But not
Like,
like directly shown.
you know, there's no point in Goonies where they shoot someone's head off and their brains blow out against like the back of a wall or anything, is there?
Not
That might have
directly,
happened,
no.
but they've cleaned that up.
True.
At least they're kid friendly in this.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
to the point where kids will be
Oh, it's
scared
nice,
of them,
isn't it?
but they won't like, you know, never want to watch the film again
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're that scared of them.
I
It's
think-
kind of, it gives a good threatening vibe for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think sometimes in films now, they're made more comedic.
Yeah.
And it's like you always need a bit of comic relief, but they're made too comedic that they're not threatening
true,
anymore. Whereas in this, you can see the funniness of it when you know, like they smash their balls on
Oh, yeah.
on the slippery log
cringe a
branch.
little, to be honest.
But then, like obviously, then you know, Ma holds a gun up in half
Yeah.
their faces, and they've literally murdered people, and there's bodies in the freezers and stuff.
I'd agree. It had like a nice balance between being comedic but also still kind of
Yeah.
effective as villains.
What did you think, Tom, about the villains?
Well, I think the kind of like the classic kind of 60s characters when it comes to
60s?
villains, to be honest. Because like,
Alright.
Oh, I mean like gangsters.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
Italian
They are-
gangster family.
they are
Yeah.
like the Italian gangsters that you think of when you think about like
Well, that's
maybe
what it was like on the
1930s or
TV,
60s.
wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
like it was like gangsters running
Yeah.
away from the cops. Funny moments I kind of had down with Chunk just smashing through the door.
Oh my god, yeah. No, he's
when
got so
Corey
much power.
Feldman's character, I think it's Mouth, isn't it?
Yep,
he goes,
Mouth.
"Oh, I have naked pictures of your mother," and then he's like, "I'm really getting to me this time, guys," and he
just
just
slams
smashes through the door.
I also love how the chose to call the token fat kid of the film Chunk. It's hilarious.
Well, I have a feeling his name isn't Chunk. It's what was his? He says his name
it's,
at one point,
Lawrence.
He does have an actual.
but obviously they've
Yeah.
nicknamed him Chunk.
nicknamed him
And
Chunk.
what's the dance they make him do to get in the
Oh,
Oh,
house?
truffle
The-
shuffle.
the
yeah,
truffle
He
shuffle.
lifts up his shirt and fucking goes at it. It's hilarious. I feel bad for him.
I can't believe it. Like, he
It's
just
pretty
like
funny.
I always thought though, so they made that contraption, which is like, you know, really cool, that
Oh,
they
yeah.
make to open the gate. Mouth didn't need to use that.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I,
I've just
I,
walked
imme-
through.
I was,
He just knocked on the door. Did he jump
Yeah.
the fence and then like
That's-
Chunk couldn't be bothered?
Maybe it's
That's
just
what I
like a
was thinking.
chunk-proof lock.
well, to be fair,
Yeah.
Chunk is like quite beefy compared to
You fit through the gate,
compared to Mouth.
For
So
anyone who
like,
isn't in the recording studio, Tom just gestured him lifting his arms up, being chunky.
though. He's chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
but yeah, like I think Mouth just like jumped over
I
what
think he
Chunk
did,
is
yeah.
gonna struggle
Yeah,
with
must
it.
be saying that. And other things about the character. So Steph, Andy's friend,
Oh yeah.
she was definitely based off Velma.
She was.
Was that just me?
Because
from
she
Scooby-Doo?
says about her glasses.
Yeah, she goes.
She even does it in the voice.
Oh, jinkies! I've lost my glasses.
She does it in the voice, and she goes, "Oh, my glasses."
I know. There's something else she said, which was something Velma says. It wasn't jinkies, which is a classic phrase, but it was something else. But I was like, this person is definitely based off Velma.
I could see that.
Well, I mean, it was like the height of Scooby-Doo at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 70s and 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is the 80s.
But yeah. Yeah.
Really?
It's one of our decades.
More like a branching overly thing. I think the music is really good.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Mainly, obviously, the entire score of the film, but I remember specifically when they're in the room with the well and they're trying to figure out where to go next. There's all the little, like, triangle, like, taps.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's all the mysterious stuff.
Suspense.
Yeah, and it really adds to, I think, the kind of, like, because obviously it's an adventure film, it really adds to that kind of feeling that, like, something, like, suspenseful is going on, and, like, they're trying something mysterious that they need to, like, find something going on.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Something else I also like is it's in their local area.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, I don't know, when you go, like, run around in fields and stuff, like, when you go with your mates and things. Yeah, when you go things like that, and it's like, you feel kind of, like, still at home because you're near where you live. It's like, everything they're doing, it's not, like, miles away. They haven't, like, gone on a massive adventure and run away from home.
Not like
it's literally around the corner.
Pretty
Like,
much,
they end up on the beach of the town they live in, you know, when they come out.
Astoria.
How no one found that as well for that long. Like this, they made it seem like there's a massive search effort, but it was like within a century.
And
like,
there's also like a little hole in the wall that you can see through.
You can probably look through.
And that was the thing I don't get. So that scene where they're banging all the water pipes.
Yeah.
People have been down there to put them water pipes there.
Yeah.
So that they haven't walked like 3 meters down to where all the
like
bones and the swinging axes
booby
are.
traps.
Because apparently nobody's been down there since 1930 something. Since that,
1935,
I think. Yeah, with Chester Copper.
Like, I think that's quite a funny thing, because the construction workers have clearly, like, they've seen this. There's like this big cave system down here, and they're like, I don't get paid enough for that.
They saw the swinging axes and were like, you know what, let's keep our mouths shut.
They probably went down to the wishing well, just took some coins, went back up.
They saw the dead guy and a rock went,
nah,
with my pay grade.
not me.
You know the line Mouth says about the coins? He goes, "My wish never came true."
Oh yeah.
So it feels like a really emotional moment to not happen.
And then it kind of just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, but you never find out what his wish is. You never find out, unless it's supposed to be insinuating to like they're all gonna like leave their houses because of the country club people. Because he's like, my wish never came true, so I'm gonna take them all. It's like.
Or it could be another classic Mouth lie.
No,
like,
yeah,
says anything about
he's
it
just trying to be noble.
No one actually speaks up about him doing that though.
No, yeah.
Because before he does it, I think it's Steph. She's like, you can't do that. These are people's wishes.
Someone's wishes.
But as soon as he says that,
like,
which to be honest isn't as impactful as he probably meant it to be, but she just backs off really.
Like, fair. No, you take your
wish. You're right.
Like how she just believes the fact that he found the single coin. Like, this is exactly my wish.
He's got an eye, you see.
Yeah,
he's got
a little
as well as his skills for Spanish, he can also tell a coin through the well.
Oh, his skills for Spanish as well. Like
I liked it when Mouth was his Spanish speaking scenes.
Oh my god!
When he was telling the like
Rosalita, that was
that was it. It was like,
so
this is where he keeps his like
his sex toys in the
his
sex torture devices.
That's it. Sex torture devices.
Oh, and
you must separate the marijuana from the cocaine.
I think that entire like sequence of him talking to her in Spanish is quite dodgy, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
The fact that the woman still stays and goes grocery shopping with the
she's like, fair enough.
Like, and then at the end of the film, she gives the rubies back to them. Just take
surely she should just keep them.
That's something I want to say. Like, she finds these rubies in this marble bag. For whatever reason, she decides to look into this marble bag. She looks at them and she's like, "Oh yeah, these are definitely real." It's out of my mind. These aren't fake. And everyone, when she holds them up, everyone's just like, "Yeah, those are real." Like, no one checks to see if they're fake or not. They just instantly believe these kids. Like, they've got these big gems.
I think another thing that kind of stands out from modern like films that kind of follow the same trend as this is that all the characters seem to have quite a fleshed out personality.
I'd agree.
So they're all very different, and they all kind of know what they're there for.
Yeah.
Like, you know, well, this is very slim, but Chunk, he's fat.
Wow.
Cancel
like,
Harpian.
he's funny, and you kind of see like
he's the
more like
kid of the 80s films.
Yeah, he's kind of like the comic. Well, they're all really funny, really. Yeah. but he's
Yeah.
like he is the comic
He's-
relief of the team.
He's
It is, it's like,
he's like the kid that you'd bully in school, to be honest.
Yeah, and then
Hollywood, yeah.
Mouth kind of seems like he's edging between like the wannabe bad boy
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
kind of just the good
Well-
friend that you always had.
I guess he played that sort of similar role in Stand
Yeah.
By Me
He,
as
he
well,
reminded
didn't
me quite a bit of Elvis, to be honest. Like he
Mouth.
came in, his
Yeah,
comb
like,
in his hair,
he always
True,
has
he
a
did.
comb in
He
his
was
pocket.
putting
His-
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 yeah, exactly.
put his foot on the table.
And it's like Mikey was kind of he is like the leader
Yeah.
of the group,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like the more measured person,
Mhm.
whereas then Data is like, I guess the crazy scientist.
Yeah, the eccentric
He's like
one.
he's like the eccentric
He's
one.
the smart one out of the group.
Yeah,
I
the
guess,
smart
isn't he?
one technically, like technologically
Technologically.
smart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
technically wise.
and then obviously like their brother and Andy and that as well.
Yeah.
They've all kind of like, I mean, his personality is go gym, me
Yeah.
strong. But you know, it's something that you don't seem to get sometimes.
Yeah,
with
the seem to
characters.
have
You kind of
divided
given them,
personality.
and it's like, oh, you got to like these characters now,
Yeah.
but you haven't given us anything to like about
That's
them.
true. They were all
which
quite
You do get in this.
well fleshed out, I'd say, yeah.
Even without a backstory, they're just really good.
Yeah, I think the one
Yeah.
with Sean was pretty good as well.
Last few likes I have is the great looking water slide, and
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
actual
pretty cool.
pirate ship that they built.
They built
Yeah.
a whole ass pirate ship.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
they actually, when they finished filming with it, they were like, "Does anybody want this?"
Me.
Yeah.
I think
Put it in my
I'm
bathtub.
going sailing across the world,
the
mate.
pirate ship was totally real.
That
Which
is
I
quite
thought was
impressive,
really
actually.
cool.
They actually, fun fact for the listeners, they actually went down to the bottom of the ocean and brought out a pirate
Oh,
ship
yeah.
from the sea floor just for that movie.
No, it's fucking.
They put it in an
Jesus.
actual cave as well.
Oh my god, yeah. No, they actually had to bargain with a dead
Yeah,
pirate.
there was actually a ghost. It was,
There
it was
was a
quite
proper
deadly. I was there,
ghost.
so I should know.
You were there.
for the
I was the main new
Goonies
ghost, yeah.
version. You were the main.
So were the booby
actor.
traps. The booby traps were very real. The actors
Trying
weren't
to find
actually
out how much
acting.
it
They were
cost
actually
to do
terrified for their life. we just made these kids go through with it. We actually threatened their entire lives and made them go through this entire junk
Oh no.
dungeon.
Do you guys have any more likes?
It's just lots of like weird little one-liners. I like how at the first part with the statue that gets damaged, they're saying how their mum's favourite part is the penis of the statue,
Yeah.
and they glue it on upside down,
They actually,
despite all being guys.
What is Brandon says? Oh, you want to piss in your face? Or
Yeah.
something, because like they put it on the wrong
If
way.
God made it that way, you're gonna make himself piss in your face.
I quite
Yeah.
like the language that they use. It's quite like it's something that a kid would use. Like with the statue being broken, they say my mom's most favorite piece.
Yeah,
It's
they don't directly say
it's
what
not,
it is, do they?
it's not really language they'd use, really.
Yeah.
I also
yeah, true.
I like the scene where Chunk's being held hostage by the Fratellis, and it cuts back 3 times with him confessing his worst crimes, of cheating on his history test, stealing his uncle's toothpaste, playing Moses in the school play, and pushing his sister down the stairs.
No,
Real
Blame it on the
highlights.
dog.
Blame it on the
Yeah,
dog.
and blame it on the
No,
dog.
but then it was like the worst thing I ever did was like I threw up and I put it in my second pocket and I went to the cinema, and then when I was in the cinema I made the noises
He just
and
like 4
then,
times.
and then the entire cinema they all started throwing up and they were big
It was such a long story, but it's hilarious.
and then one of the guys was like, I'm starting to like
Yeah.
this kid.
That was quite good.
Well,
There was
I'd like to
also-
imagine like an alternate universe where Chunk just joins them.
Oh my,
It's
yeah,
all
he
his
becomes the
friends.
5th Fratelli.
They give him a gun.
He just sort of like sits on Chunk's shoulder.
It's
Yeah.
here you,
Chunk's,
it's here you
soft
guys,
shoulder.
but he comes down with a
He
machine
uses
gun
sloth as a mech.
thing to take out the
A little
Goonies.
Tommy gun, comically long trench coat and fedora.
Yeah.
He sits on top of Sloth and uses it
Yeah.
like a mech.
Yeah, literally.
my god.
Oh my god. There was also a nice little reference to Gremlins when Chunk's calling the police.
Yeah.
As he's saying about, oh, I won these terrible stories, he's talking about like the reference to the little creatures that multiply and you throw water on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The sheriff
also,
says that was quite
I
cool.
like the one I couldn't remember exactly. It was on that one time the 50 Iranian terrorists
Oh, yeah.
took over all the steak joints in town. I think it said.
That was pretty funny. Oh,
that.
what a menace.
I like how like even though he's like the police officer, I mean, he's
Yeah.
like, oh no, another one of your lies, Chunk. But like when he hangs up, he seems pretty concerned.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
Which
shit.
I mean, technically you should because you know he shouldn't be ringing them a prank call, so you should try and take what he's saying seriously.
Yeah, and I guess the fact he hangs up is probably out of character. 'cause
Yeah.
He's used to spinning
Oh,
off
that's
these
something I
massive
wrote down.
stories.
Yeah, he was like, oh, and that time that was when the kids talk about his lies.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that time Michael Jackson
Yeah.
came in your house. And he's like, no, it wasn't Michael Jackson.
It was his
It was his
sister.
it was his
Sister,
sister.
though. Fair enough, honestly. You know what? The more I'm looking at this, Chunk probably is actually the main character. of the
Yeah.
Goonies. He has so many funny moments.
Well, he's the one that
I
gets
think
left
he's the best.
behind, isn't he? So you
He
know,
is, yeah.
He
He
gets
has
the
his own
most
little
alone
side
screen
story.
time.
Yeah.
the hero of the story.
Yeah, and then Sloth comes and lives with him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I wonder how that goes down.
He gets
It's just
taken
a
away
random
from-
That
guy.
would be such a weird thing, wouldn't it?
See, like I looked up
Should make a
Because
spin-off.
they put across Sloth as he's not a monster, but like when they first see him,
Oh god,
it's like they're all scared of him because they don't know what he is, but he's just
Just a guy.
yeah.
He's actually just a normal guy.
Leave him be. He's
Yeah.
watching his TV.
Which I think is guess what they get at the end because he's been chained up his life because the Fratellis are like ashamed that he's deformed and autistic, most likely, like very severely autistic.
Harry Peter.
You know what I mean?
Apples
It's like
Mark.
he's not.
Calling him out. The guy
But he's
got dropped like
dunking
2
to
or
him.
3 times.
I'm not saying this is what someone who is autistic looks like. I'm just like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. Have you looked in the mirror? Have you looked in the mirror recently?
Wow.
Whoa! Throwing shit
Shots
on
fired.
this episode.
First time on the podcast, he's already calling me on. So I guess if there is no more likes, we should move on.
We should do a side-by-side comparison of Harry and Sloth.
Buzz on the
Oh,
80 Cinema
no.
Club
I
account.
will, yeah,
I just
tweet
know
it
the
out.
comments will be, yeah, pretty similar.
Yeah, pretty similar.
Who's who?
The guy on the right looks pretty good.
Spot the
Sloth.
difference.
Okay, so
Siblings are dating.
Yeah. Same person, question mark. Harry Peden, immortal, question
Oh
mark.
my god. It's his
Phoenix
evolved
from the
form.
fire.
oh my god.
When,
This
when,
is-
when Sloth died, Harry
So when
Peden
I
was
always say I'm
produced.
not nostalgic for the 80s, this was actually me in the 80s.
Yeah. This is why it's called the 80s Cinema Club. Harry was in
Oh,
it.
perfect.
He was in the thick of it.
That's severe plastic surgery.
He met Steven Spielberg and shook his hand.
God, I wish.
Don't need to, you did. We
Okay,
all know it.
sure,
Alright.
Right then.
So, the dislikes then. Anybody have anything to say
I
it
do,
off?
actually.
Okay. Ooh.
See?
Mikey. I know he's the main character, but I
Right.
hate him. I hate him with a passion.
See,
You know
I
what?
don't hate Mikey, but I do hate some of the things he says.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's what I mean.
So, well, I don't hate it. I think so. In his attic. Oh, thank God, Mikey's a exposition dump.
Yeah.
He just goes, "No, guys, the map is one-eyed Willy," and then he goes on like a 3-minute
It's
talk
so long, isn't it?
about how like, and I'm like, why couldn't you have like? It would have been better and slightly more natural if you'd have picked up one of your dad's books,
Oh,
which
yeah.
had like a bookmark in
And
it,
read it out.
and like read that out. And I know he's like he likes the history and stuff, but it's just the fact he awkwardly talks about it for like a
Yeah.
couple minutes.
The lines
Yeah.
are read out so feverishly and fast as well. That it's
Yeah.
like they just want to get this out and done with so we
Yeah.
can move on with the film and say, oh, what's the point then?
But like when they're in the wishing well or piggy bank, as
Oh, yeah.
Ditta says, they're all about to escape and get out of a life or death situation, and he's like, "Nah,
Guys, the
Not-
money.
not
The money,
happening.
guys, come on.
guys, come on, we could live normal lives and just accept the fact that like we've lost,
Yeah.
or we can just like risk our lives
Oh, yeah.
and nearly die."
They nearly died like 3 or 4 times
Thoughts.
after that as well.
Tom, they're
Ooh,
Goonies.
I was making fun of that. That is true. Goonies,
gonna
I guess,
goon.
never quit something.
Goonies never say die.
That is, I mean, they did say die actually.
Yeah,
I think once.
I think it's more insinuating
Yeah, I
to
think
themselves.
fair.
didn't Chucky said he was going to die or something?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
quite a lot of times, but you know.
I like the. I didn't actually like. I found the sort of weird, like, talk to me Willy moments with fucking
Yeah.
Mikey a bit weird. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't
Like he has
get
some spiritual connection with his
I know,
parent who's
that's-
been
that's-
dead
that-
for
I
40
mean-
years.
like the relatives.
Because
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what I mean. He seemed to have like a connection with him.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
know
really
it's
get it.
because like I guess he doesn't want to lose his house and stuff, and he's thinking Willie's calling to him to like save the house and
This
stuff.
300-year-old dead pirate is
But
calling
it's like
to this boy.
when they're on the pirate ship and he meets him and he starts talking to him, he turns around and he goes, "How long you guys been standing there?" And they go, "Long enough." But
Man.
they don't. Does that mean like they're creeped out by what he's doing? Does that mean they just saw what he was like? I don't.
I mean, he's just stood there talking to a skeleton. It's kind of a weird
Yeah,
thing.
you know, a one-eyed skeleton.
Yeah, true.
That's something I found really weird though. Like, his skull just it's
Oh, yeah,
just
like, actually
molded
had
over
no
the
eye.
eye.
Yeah,
It wasn't even like the eye had gone missing or anything.
Yeah.
Gone
True.
missing to me.
yeah.
Where'd it go?
He went for a walk one day, didn't come
Yeah.
back.
I thought
The eye went for a walk.
Oh yeah.
I thought Brand going over the cliff on the bike
Oh
could
god,
actually
yeah.
have
so
killed
st-
him.
That was so
55 miles an hour.
strange.
He
Like-
just didn't die.
Attempted manslaughter.
Yeah,
I know,
literally.
When the
like,
charges could be
like,
pressed
the,
or what?
the bully or whatever his name was, like the jock.
Todd,
Troy,
Ted,
I can't remember.
Ted,
Todd,
Todd.
Troy.
Let me look.
Teddy Todd, what? No, I
Something
don't
like
know.
that.
Teddy boy.
Yeah, it was like, but like obviously I get the thing of dragging him, but then like literally throwing him off this
Attempted
thing.
God, yeah,
murder.
no.
Yeah,
Troy,
like,
that was it.
It literally should have flying through the air if he just smashed his head on like a tree.
Oh, you would have been dead. Like,
Yeah.
pretty
genuinely.
quickly.
It looks like such a big drop as well. And he sort
Yeah.
of he gets
I
so much
know.
airtime off the cliff
His
as well.
balls must be just destroyed. He's never on kids
I'm
again.
surprised he survived, honestly.
I mean, there was a few other things that I thought was like a few comical failures from the villains.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you would not let him go to the toilet when there's a prisoner downstairs.
I wouldn't have thought so.
So the toilet is right next
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
where you keep your chained up, deformed son that
Who's
people
howling
don't
and
like and
wailing
is a
and
monster,
making
and
noise.
you just let him, go down there.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
equally.
Door open and all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
they're pretty
then, you
incompetent,
wouldn't
aren't
let them leave.
I wouldn't
No.
have thought so.
So, your picture is in the newspaper. They've
You
come into
wouldn't
your
be
restaurant.
You wouldn't be criminals.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
just go, oh,
literally.
bye, because then they'd run away going, oh my god, the Fratellis, they're in they're in this
Yeah.
restaurant. Like, what? I don't.
I don't know. I guess
I
at
feel
the
like
same
Chuck
time,
would be ignored though by the
Oh, yeah.
police.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to really care at first when the kids were.
Yeah.
I guess they must have thought they might not know who they are. But once, like Chunk obviously mentioned, oh, I've seen the Fratellis, I can describe them exactly, and then
Obviously,
the
yeah,
Fratellis that
yeah,
pick
it's
'em up.
them, yeah.
Obviously, then
I
it's
thought they
alright.
must be the slowest bad guys around.
Oh, they really are.
So they're all right most of the time, obviously, because they're having to get through all these traps and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just when they take like 5 minutes to climb up one rock to get to where the
True.
piano is.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do have like an elderly woman with them.
I know, but you see them like climbing and they're going, like they're really slowly putting their hand on one rock.
Yeah, true.
And then pulling themselves up really slowly, then putting their hands on the other one.
I
and
guess
pulling
one big
themselves up
residual
really
pain from being castrated by a massive log.
True, that
But
could be the
you
reason.
know, I guess you are true that they are pretty incompetent villains.
Well, it's just a
Kind
bit of CBT. I don't know.
And then my last dislike
hardcore,
really
hardcore.
Hardcore
Was-
CBT.
there's not really any logic to them getting down that spike hole.
No,
So
they
you
just
know the
climb
one
down.
that Data falls down and his chattering teeth grasp
Yeah.
onto the thing. So he's fine, yeah,
Yep.
sure. But they must climb down. Like how?
Yeah,
They actually had a rope there
yeah.
because the other kids got down.
Oh, is there a rope?
Yeah.
There's a rope that hangs down, but even then I was thinking you'd have to be really careful.
Whose cinema club is it
just
now,
got down. I
guys?
just thought it'd be like really hard.
Because there is still like bamboo spikes there, so you'd have to
Yeah.
kind of like, as you're coming down, position your feet so you're going to land not on one of the spikes.
So
But
anything
still,
else you dislike then, Tom?
The pirate ship.
Just what do you mean? What do you mean the pirate ship?
Well, and just like the logic of it, Willy
what?
has had 5 years to build this elaborate labyrinth to protect his gold, and there's clearly a way out through the cave.
That, yeah.
Because
I mean-
it's literally just one dynamite explosion, and the entire wall falls down, and the
True.
ship goes out. Willy could have just waited those 5 years and then escaped from the
But
British
it wasn't
Armada.
the dynamite explosion that opened. That's the thing, though, wasn't it? So their dynamite explosion opened the thing they were in, but somehow Willy had set it up that if someone took the treasure,
Yeah,
the wall
whole
would collapse
cave-
and the
the
pirate
whole
ship would
thing
go through.
collapse,
Yeah.
which was
Or
really
wouldn't
weird.
that be like the opposite of protecting your treasure?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of lets them
literally.
get away with it. It is
I
kind of
get
a
what you
weird
mean.
point.
I thought you were saying you didn't like the pirate
Oh
ship.
no, I love that.
I was like, that's probably
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the best sets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a fair
I
point,
get what
yeah.
you mean though. It does seem
It
a
is
bit
just
weird.
strange.
That it's supposed to be, he's supposed to trap himself there with all of his men so no one
Yeah.
gets out. But there's an obvious way to get out of the cave.
Should have used concrete, really.
He really should have, yeah.
When
You know,
was it, like-
1631.
Yeah, 1631.
Rome's had concrete before then. Willy could have whipped him up real fast.
Yeah.
SMH, really.
Any other things?
I think that's about it, really. I'm not really up in Chelsea. Yeah.
But the water.
The water.
The water was
in
really,
the cave.
really coloured.
It was
wasn't
really, really.
Like it was kind of like tropical coloured water
Yeah.
in a
Wasn't
cave.
it like
extremely
smoking as
blue.
well? Like it was warm.
Maybe.
I swear there was like steam coming off the water at one
Yeah,
point.
there was. There was just. I was.
You know,
I
it's
remember
been I
like
saw
a-
it when
it's really, really
when
blue.
Brand and Andy go to like that little boat to have a little make-out session, and
Yeah.
you just like, I don't know, the dudes just seemed like the water was steaming.
I mean, honestly,
I mean,
could be.
it might have been because they probably had to film in there for quite a bit and
Yeah.
being really freezing water for just these kids to just be.
It's
you know.
kind of mad how, like you're saying, how blue the water is for a cave that's been sealed off for like 300 years.
It is quite blue. Might just be the light though.
That's true, yeah.
Because there's a lot of light in that cave.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, isn't it? No one's seen it, but there's like columns of light coming
Yeah.
from the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine someone going for a walk and just getting the foot trapped in a massive
And you
cavern.
fall
down
into
one of
that.
those
fall
pirate ship.
into that, and you're like, oh, nice pirate
That's
ship.
pretty cool.
All right.
Well,
I've got written down here. Now is not the time to kiss.
yeah, no,
Well,
really
that's-
isn't, is it?
That's which
Nandy.
one? Because Steph or whatever her name is says
Yeah.
that to Andy multiple
Yeah.
times,
And she just goes, nah, it is.
and goes
I
and
think it's
kisses.
right
She kisses who? Oh,
Mikey.
Mikey. She kisses
Yeah.
Mikey instead. I like the bit when she walks away from that and she's like, "Oh, I think Brand was standing in a hole because of
Yeah.
how short Mikey
And he
is."
had braces as well.
She didn't think, I'm going to open my eyes to check
Yeah.
first which of these boys it is.
Yeah, 'cause
I
it's
know.
not as if there's only Brand there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There's-
know. It's
there's
like you
like
may have
five
called him
boys.
over, but also
guys.
he was also, taking a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't
So
it?
like, he might have just sent someone over, or
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure.
It was a weird scene, to be fair.
We've had weirder, so I didn't really comment on it that
Weird
much.
science, right?
It wasn't the worst thing that we've had happen.
No, it's definitely not.
All right, anything else before we rate it?
No.
I've got written down here subtle Domino's sponsor.
Yes, the Domino's.
Yes,
sponsor.
true, right at the end there.
I always think that. Oh my god! Like, has she just been carrying around that Domino's with her until she found her son?
I guess so, yeah.
Because
She's been reordering it. She's been ordering
Yeah.
Domino's constantly.
Carrying
because-
on
on the
like
hour.
with her.
obviously their kids have gone missing for like.
I think
Well, it's been a
over
good
day.
like few hours now that they don't know anywhere. Well,
It's kind
it's
of like
all in
because
one
Chunk,
day, isn't it?
Chunk leaves during the dark from the Fratelli's house. 'Cause remember, he's
Oh no,
crawling
because it's
through.
light and once it's a night, they're gone for a night, aren't they?
Yeah,
so their
night, I
parents are
guess.
really worried. So, but his mum just brings.
She's
over
constantly had
Domino's.
this Domino's pizza in case.
Oh,
Chunk
the
reappears.
product placement of what was the candy bar?
Oh yeah,
How
Baby
is it?
Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Yeah,
Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
another
Baby
slight
back,
little
baby back ribs.
baby back.
There was no baby back ribs,
Yeah.
sadly.
Austin Powers, God.
Right.
There was lots of ice cream as well.
I don't have anything. Do you have anything off me?
No, I think I'm about done. Anything from you, Tom?
Anything?
W Riz. That's what I got.
Oh my god. Yeah, there was some.
I've got W Riz for mouth at the end.
Oh my god, yeah, with the woman, with the
Steph.
girl who I think is like
Steph.
6 years older than him.
Yeah.
No,
But,
no,
you know,
no.
fair
no.
enough.
So how old? I don't know. I don't. No, they must
Should-
have been
should I
like.
try and figure it out?
They're in. I think they're in like either high school. Or
Well, I
college.
thought the Goonies, as in the main four, must have been about like 13.
Yeah, 13.
And
14.
the others must have been about his brother. That must have been like 16, 17.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll
Yeah,
have been
so
out. They won't have been
15 at
older than
least.
18.
15
Mikey
at
was about 13, so I presume they're all going to be about the same age.
Yeah,
So
they'll all be
how
the same age.
old
But I think the
was
other
Brand?
three. So
I think they're probably
Brand.
the same age actually.
I think who'd you call it?
Oh, Brand was only 16.
Oh, so,
So it's
they're
like
about
13 years
16
ago.
then.
Yeah,
so,
so
it's
it's
like
not
about
actually that
2-3
much of a
years.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst thing we've ever
It's,
had.
no, it's definitely
it's
not.
not. It's not pedophilia, at least.
No,
No.
it's not weird
It's
science
not-
for a
not really
15-year-old
weird.
kissing
Yeah.
a 10-year-old woman. It's a bit weird.
No. Right. Ratings then.
that. Yes.
So as usual with the guest, we will take your rating, but it will not be added to the overall score
I feel discriminated.
because then it would.
Yeah,
mess
it
up
definitely
a
is
bit.
heavy discrimination.
But you know,
Yeah.
you still get to rate it. So
Cancel Harry Payton on
so then
Twitter today.
start with you,
now.
Tom. What do you
Alright.
rate this film and the short?
honestly,
out of 10.
I'm taking a few things into account here because watching it from a critical stance here.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I like
I'm gonna give
getting
it like
into
a 6 or a 7,
Okay.
Okay.
simply because there's like quite a few plot holes in it,
Yeah.
and also just it's quite like it's just a strange film.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if I wasn't being like overly critical of it, I would have gone for an 8. To be honest,
Yeah.
as
I-
like a
I'll
family
say-
film, it's a good film, so I'm gonna go with 8.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Alfie.
Mine's about a similar thing. There obviously is some, as we talked about, some plot holes for the film, but I think just the general feel of it is quite nice. It's got that
Yeah.
80s film that's like 80s feel, sorry, because it's an 80s film. God. Do you just watch it and you're like, this is kind of, it's just fun to watch. You have to think about it. The story's fairly engaging, and it's just sort of like it's easy watching, isn't it? Really.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
been
Yeah,
a few other
definitely.
things. So kind of judging it based on previous things, using like Stand By Me as like the pinnacle of it. So I've given it just below Stand By Me because I don't think it quite matches that, and I've given it a nice 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, you've rated it really high, haven't you?
I don't know really because I always rate it as soon as I watch it.
Yeah.
And I tend to like, really want to stick to it. And I do really want to stick to it. So I'm
This is
going
going to be a 10, isn't it?
It's not a 10. I don't know. There's just something about this film that I really like. It is like, to me, I just want to sit back and I want to enjoy it. And that kind of like
Respectable.
makes me a bit more blind, I think, to some of the things that aren't as... Shut the fuck
I
up.
thought that was a...
Harry Payton says this whilst wearing glasses.
aren't as, stand out.
Uh-huh. Fair enough.
So, this is actually really hard. What did you give it? A 7.5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my original rating. I gave it a 9
Okay.
because I just love it
I
so
can respect
much.
that, you know?
I just love the film so much, and I feel like it's just the pinnacle of.
Mhm.
It's not like it doesn't have the deepest message, like not
Oh,
as
God,
evident
no,
as
yeah.
like Stand By Me, which is also about a group of like 4 kids
Yeah, it's the
who go
similar-
on their own adventure.
similar
But this
thing,
is
isn't
kind
it?
of the more, I guess, fun version of
Yeah.
that, which I think. Obviously, it has the message of friendship and still, and they're all still there.
But it's a different...
But it's a different way of putting it, and I think it's just something that it doesn't really do anything really wrong, so I can't
True.
really put it down for much things.
That's fair enough.
So
Yeah.
That brings the total
It's like an
film
8.3?
to an 8.3,
That's pretty high, actually.
which is...
I think it's
yeah.
fair enough, honestly.
It's
It's a
fair.
very good film.
All right, then. That was kind of unexpected, kind of expected.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I
though.
thought it was going to be higher, but... So, I did think it would go
You know,
down
if
a
we
bit.
do re-ratings, I'll put it like a 3. Just to bring the rating right down.
Questions with Tom Dunn.
Hi.
That'd be so scary for them.
Tom has collected us 3 questions, or wrote us 3 questions.
Collected.
Collected,
Picked
yeah.
them
from
fresh
across
this
the galaxy.
So he's going to ask both me and Alfie these questions, and we can see if we can get any of them right.
Probably
Yeah.
not. Probably not.
Probably not, great.
I'm honestly not feeling
It is
too,
already good.
not feeling too confident.
Okay, away with question number 1 then, please.
So, I want you to tell me the name of the person who made the release poster for the Goonies.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Jesus
Told you.
Christ.
Never mind.
I've gone proper
I'm
obscure
going
with
all
this.
guns in blazing right now.
I don't even know, like, I can't even make an educated guess.
No,
not
because
familiar
I have no idea.
with 80 cinema poster makers. Oh my lord. We really need to, like, to be fair, I know how you feel now when I give you a
Yeah,
question.
really.
Of what's the scientist's name in a different language?
You can give me the first name of him. I'll give you that.
All right.
That's
Because
still
the
Okay.
last name is quite hard.
I'm just going to... To be fair, we've had Dick Warlock before.
well, I'll just come up with a random, like,
I'm going
sounding
most
name then.
generic as fucking possible.
Okay, what's yours, Alfie?
Mine is John.
Mine is Steve.
You're both
No!
What is it?
Drew
Oh, no.
Struzen.
That, I mean,
Drew Struzen, I repeat.
cool name, but damn.
You have no idea how long it took me to...
Did you, like, actually got where to
correctly.
find that?
Great. Well,
Oh my God.
question 2, please.
Question 2. Jeez.
Okay, so we all know that it came out in 1985.
I
Right.
do know.
Okay. But production began in 1984.
Mm.
How long, roughly, did it take for them to complete filming?
Oh,
so how long
shit.
was- Oh, that's a good question.
So it began in
Kind of.
1984. 1985. So, I mean, they
But it's
did
going
have,
to be
like...
in weeks, isn't it?
Production even, not filming.
That's fair. Oh, full-on production?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, so
that's
not
film-
like no, they didn't. So it's not like they filmed for 6 weeks. It's like
Yeah.
you want to know, right?
So is it the whole process filming and
Yeah.
then post-production?
Yeah.
So when the film was ready to be put into cinemas,
Yeah.
Okay. From the... Oh, Jesus.
that's actually.
So it started in 1984, released in 1985. So, like, we're looking...
Can you at least tell us? Is the answer in months? Is it in months?
It's in months.
Months. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So
not
it
too bad.
started production in 1984. It came out in 1985.
So, I mean,
Right.
at
okay.
max, you're looking at, like, what, just over a year? Maybe
Yeah.
a little bit over that.
At most, 13 months.
At most, 13 months.
Yeah.
Shit. So it's a 1 in 13 chance we get
Right,
this right.
I'm going quite high. I think.
Yep.
Well, I
Don't
think
think
this is
so.
quite high. But actually, no. You know what? I might go with it. Right. You ready?
I like this question.
What is your answer, Alfie?
9.
11.
Both wrong again.
Oh, shit.
Please don't tell me it's 10.
It's 5.
Whoa,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
really
It's
short.
really quick
That's
process.
quite
is a really
impressive,
quick-
actually.
That's including all like the audio and
Wow.
editing and stuff.
I would not have got
So
that
did
low.
they do it like? Was it like that 5 months and then it went straight to cinemas though as well?
I don't think so.
Because they must have shelved it for a while. That's quite like.
Yeah.
5 months is really short. for
I was
production.
going because you're asking the question. I was thinking it's going to be longer.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going
I
to be like
thought
it
so
took
too.
them a while, really while to do the film, and then it was like it was finished like a week before they had to put it in
God,
the thing
yeah,
or something.
true.
You know, like
Right, okay.
geez, that is quite
Yeah.
quick. I mean, considering a film like that probably had a couple months,
Yeah.
maybe 2-3
the
months
actual shoot
in
would have
shooting
taken
it
a while, I would have
to
thought.
then do all your editing and stuff. God, okay. Well, question 3.
I don't think he's ever going to get
Is this the
one.
paragraph long question?
I can give you an extra one if you want.
Just read it first.
Read it, we'll see, yeah.
We'll see.
The city of Astoria
Oh, we're going to need
held a
this
special
question.
anniversary where the home of the Walsh family was a tourist attraction because of this.
Right.
So they held an anniversary, and because of the anniversary, some people went to the home of the Walsh family.
So Mikey and Brand's house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many visitors a day do you think they had?
What?
We'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it.
Right. A day.
Yeah.
So this is like
how long
total
was the,
visitors
do you know how
divided
long
by
the
number of
event
days.
was?
I'm not entirely sure how long the event was.
Right. Well,
But
Can we,
you can,
Is it
I can give you like a rough
like a ballpark area we're guessing around?
1 to 2,000.
Right. Okay.
That's your
Somewhere
guessing
between
area.
there. Okay.
So it's not that many.
So
Well, it is.
No, it is a lot of
It's
people.
quite a lot.
It is,
It's
isn't it?
quite a lot, but it's
A
not
house.
extreme amounts.
to go
Single
visit
hand.
a house.
Yeah.
right. Wow.
Right, should we just do who goes the closest gets a point then?
Yeah.
Because we haven't got any points yet.
Yeah, true. That's probably a good idea.
Right, I've got my number.
I've got my number 2.
Oh, give me that.
What is your number, Alfie?
1,501.
1,250.
These are both dead on, to be honest.
What is it?
Between 1,200 and 1,500.
Oh my god.
We can't.
Harry's like,
I mean,
dead on, innit?
I mean, what
Technically,
was yours?
I'm one off.
Yeah.
1,501.
So
Yeah.
technically, I get the point,
Yeah.
but also... Well, no, I don't, because
It's we were gonna do nearest to.
if you're
so this is-
nearest, you're technically closer,
Yeah.
but technically you're not. Right, let's just give
Should we
both of
just
us
do
a point.
both? Right,
Just
okay,
give
there we
both of
are.
us a point.
2 points.
That's fair. I mean,
Wow.
at least we both got a point. Jeez.
That was...
Honestly, really
No, it
good
was
questions,
good.
but damn, they were really hard.
They were really hard. So, as we ask every episode now, how relevant do you think this film is today?
Quite honestly, I'm gonna go with very relevant.
Yeah.
You said that so quietly. In the mic. It's going to be ASMR episode.
Very relevant.
Fair enough.
The trailing like forks, yeah.
Like Jones references
enough.
in that.
Because
Yeah.
it delivers a theme of like not judging books by covers when it comes to sloth and Chuck.
That's true, yeah.
Chunk.
Chunk.
Sure,
Oh,
you
you're
go
saying
I'll
with
do
the
it.
plot summary.
God, yeah, I mean, again, it's the there's no massive like philosophical message of the
Yeah.
whole
No,
film.
I think
It
it's
is
quite.
just nice.
It's quite an ageless film.
Yeah.
I'd agree, yeah.
So there's not. It's not well. In a certain way, it's not really offending many people.
No,
It's
unless
not
you
like-
call someone
Unless
Asian.
you call
Batman.
someone Asian Batman.
I think that's a compliment.
A lot of racists too, Harry.
It's not really offending anyone,
Hopefully
really.
not.
And it's like, it is like a film you can watch when you're a kid, and then when you're an adult, and then show it to your kids, and it kind of goes
Yeah.
on. So like people from who actually saw it as a kid in the 80s, who loved it, showed it to their kids, who then technically showed it to like their kids, and it's kind of like a cycle, which I think
Yeah,
certain
it
films
very
don't
much
get, and certain films kind of keep their
generational
audiences. Where obviously the Goonies seems to quite grow.
Oh god,
I
it's got a
think-
massive cult following.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
exactly. So I think because a lot of people, when you think what films do I need to show, like my kids' film education,
Oh, yeah, Goonies
like
is
it's Goonies is
usually
gonna be there.
It's such a like iconic and like quintessential film of the
Yeah.
80s. It's kind of hard for it not to be there.
Yeah. I think that's
Definition
fair.
of Spielberg, to be honest.
The what?
The definition of Spielberg.
Oh yeah.
To be honest,
because
yeah.
him and Christopher Columbus wrote it.
Really? He came back from the
Really?
dead.
No, because
Came-
it's the guy who did Harry Potter. Isn't
Came
it?
back from discovering
He
South
came
America.
back
That's
from
the
the
guy
dead
who did
in
Harry
South
Potter.
America.
I think
He started filming.
directed
Wow.
the first one anyway.
Oh.
No,
Christopher Columbus.
that's a fair.
Something that really made me realize it was a Spielberg film was the aerial shot as they're walking through the forest.
True.
Yeah.
Typical Spielberg.
Typical
aerial view.
Spielberg. It's like when he was pretty much attached to like half the films that came out in the 80s
Yeah,
anyway.
honestly.
And the 90s.
It's like Hans Zimmer with his fucking soundtracks
Yeah.
on this as well. It's been a while since you've had a Hans Zimmer soundtrack.
No,
I
true.
love Hans Zimmer.
What a great
Do you?
guy.
Yeah. Randomly on the street, just goes up to people. So
Right, okay, well,
Well, yeah, that's been the relevance.
that's been the relevant section.
relevance of Hans Zimmer today. Well,
Sure.
quite important.
And that's it. Thank you for listening to this episode
I was
of the
going to shout
80s
something there, but I
Cinema
decided not
Club.
to. Yes.
Tom
that's-
is getting very close to the mic, and I'm worried about what he's going to say. You want to say something, Tom?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, good.
Alfie's getting close now. I don't know what he's saying. We'll find out when
Right.
this episode's released.
Sorry, thank you all for listening.
We've been held
What
at
did you-
gunpoint whilst filming this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Listen to the voices. Listen to the voices.
What? I can't
Do not
even
tell
hear
people
what
to listen to the
you're
voices, Alfie.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you for listening to this episode of the 80s Cinema Club on the Goonies. Me and Alfie would like to give a big thank you to Tom for
Aye.
joining
Oh, it's like a
us.
moderately sized, thank you. I'd say.
A
Yeah.
moderately
Come on,
sized
give us a
size.
big one. Go on.
Nah.
No, come on.
Actually,
It's been the
I'm-
most engaging guest episode, I think.
Yeah. The guest episodes are getting better. Listen out,
'Cause of me,
Iris and
obviously.
Sophie.
We've got some big guest episodes coming up eventually, don't we?
We've hinted about 5
I've
times. Don't
heard
need to
there's
keep
a-
saying it.
We've got the triple threat hopefully at some point.
Oh,
Is
that's
that the next 3? Shit, it might be.
actually no. You
Fuck,
might be
we need to
right.
get that sorted then. The next is supposed to be our triple threat. And then we've got our big one.
I'm excited for the
big
DB one.
Oh yeah,
The DB one.
spoiler alert. DB Cooper. We'll bring him back. We'll find him after all this time.
No, this has been a fun episode to record.
Fun,
with
yes.
Tom, we're gonna do our usual plugs.
Yes.
So you can
I do this
follow-
every time, but don't have
Yeah.
an order.
Butt
I should
plug.
count.
follow our social medias on Instagram,
plug.
Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok.
Not OnlyFans.
Yet.
Not
yet.
OnlyFans.
Not yet.
Oh, we haven't got a subscription.
I'm setting that up for his.
That's
Don't
the
worry.
80s Cinema Club. That's a different thing.
Yep. That is
Not
the
associated with it at all.
anyway.
Anyway,
The OnlyFans
you
Club
can
will
listen
be up
to
soon.
this podcast. You can listen to this podcast
Google.
on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods,
Google.
Google Podcasts, and there is a load of others.
Does Amazon have podcasts?
I don't know if we're on
think
Amazon Podcasts,
Amazon
but
has
there is a load of
put it
different
on.
other places. So hopefully
more.
wherever you get your podcasts,
Yeah.
we are there.
And
You can email us at the 80s Cinema Club at gmail.com.
Or you could hop in their DMs on Instagram and flirt with them like I do.
Tom does do that.
do
I
flirt.
We've
confirm.
had no Twitter DMs at all.
We would love it if you could talk to us, see what you like about the episodes.
Tell us how your day went. Let us know
episodes.
what you're having for tea.
Tell us about your mental state at the moment.
Give us some book recommendations.
Tell us about the voices in your head.
Yeah, we've watched
the,
too many movies.
Yeah, I need to start reading. I need to start the 80s. book
80s
club.
reading.
80s
Horrible
book
that. Not doing that. Anyway, there should also be by now all of the episodes until whatever this one, all on YouTube.
Yes.
I got a lot out at the day before recording this, so hopefully by the time this comes out, all of the episodes should be on YouTube. So if anyone wants to watch a lovely still title card of the episode, because we don't have cameras for the time being, then
I cannot wait to see Harry Keaton.
Yeah, I would like
if
to
we get
give.
cameras, it'd be hilarious.
I
Get
would
3
like.
cameras around his head.
Yeah, it's not. We don't get filmed. It's just Harry from 3 angles.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
filmed.
no.
Do you know
no,
the
we're not-
headset one where it's like looking at
Oh
his
god,
face?
yeah, like a
It's like a
360
fisheye.
camera on his head.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious.
I'd like to give a shout out to _Goonies
Oh, yes.
_1985 on Instagram.
Yes, our favourite Gooner.
Who follows us.
really
And
sorry for him, 'cause we
he's
don't
really
know.
looking forward to
He
this
loves
episode
the
coming
goon.
out.
Yes.
So we're gonna say bye
Fan
now
of the
because
Goonies.
this is going on way too long.
Yeah, this is such
Yep.
a long episode. But
Goodbye, Gooners. Goonies.
It is goodbye
Goon.
from Tom.
Hi. Bye bye. Goonie.
Goodbye from Alfie.
Help.
It's goodbye from me.
Balls.
Goodbye everyone.
Have a good day.
Balls.